Hi everybody. I hope you all are fine. Dear students, we all know that we are crossing through a very bad phase nowadays and we are not living a normal life, but at the same time I would say that we should not leave hope, because everything that happens in life is not fixed. It can be changed by a weapon called willpower. So, dear students, we should not leave hope and willpower. Otherwise, our life will be even more negative and we'll be suffering in our life. So, we have to keep positivity in our mind, and we should always keep willpower to fight against this deadly disease. I welcome you all to today's class of English. In our last class, we have studied about the topic sentences, and we have gone through that a sentence has four kinds, that is assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence and exclamatory sentence. Although we were aware of all these four kinds of sentences in our previous classes also. So this was just the revision we did in our last classes. In the same chapter of your new grammar book, there was another topic along with the sentences and kinds, that was question tags. Question tags were not taught to you in an elaborated way in your previous classes, but question tags are also very important in English grammar, and we will know about the question tags in today's video. First of all, let us know what is a question tag. A question tag is a short question at the end of a statement. It is used at the end of an assertive or imperative sentence to seek confirmation, or when we want to know if someone agrees with us. We should know that which kind of question tags are used in what cases. Usually a question tag has two words. They are auxiliary verb or a helping verb and a pronoun. Dear students, if you go through the rules very seriously, then you will not have any problem while using the question tags at the end of the sentence. So the first thing is, which we came to know, is a question tag has two words that are auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. Auxiliary verbs, if you remember, we have done models in grammar in our previous class also. Models are secondary auxiliary verbs. There are two kinds of verbs are many kinds. Out of them, primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verbs are also there. So in primary auxiliary verbs, there are the forms of be. In the forms of be, we have is, am, are, was, were. Then we have do, does, did, and we have, has, had also. These all kinds of verbs are used while beginning a question, other than the WH verbs. It is very necessary to know the 9 WH verbs also by which you begin a question. Okay, so here we will see sorry, we were talking about the auxiliary verbs. So the primary auxiliary verb, just now we have discussed, that is, am, are, was, were. Then do, does, did, and has, have, had. And the secondary auxiliary verbs are also called modal verbs, in which can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, etc. are there, which are used as question tags along with the pronoun. That pronoun should be related to the question, the sentence by the end of which we are attaching a question tag. For example, of this particular rule, we can take I didn't complete my homework yet. Since here didn't word is there, so that is an auxiliary verb, so we can use the question tag did I here. And one more thing we should know, that if the sentence is in positive, if the sentence is a positive sentence, then the question tag will be negative, and if the sentence is in negative, the question tag will be positive. You have to keep these things in mind. The another this first example is positive sentence. Negative sentence. I didn't complete my homework. So we have used the positive question tag did I here. And the second example in this context is a positive sentence, that is Suman dances gracefully. Here dances is the singular present verb, present tense singular verb. So if we want to remove the s from dances, we have to use does in order to pick out an auxiliary or helping verb along with the pronoun. So here Suman is a girl, so we have used here doesn't she. Since the sentence is positive, we have used the negative question tag. Another rule is the question tag after let's. If the sentence begins with let's, we have to use shall we as our question tag at any case. All these materials I'll send you as PDF, although these things are there in your chapter also, in your grammar book also. The positive sentence does not take a negative question tag here. For example, let's help the poor. We have used after a comma, we have used shall we, because let's means I and another person. So we is used here. It is mandatory to put a question mark after a question tag. Another rule is will you, won't you, could you, couldn't you, or can you question tags are used after an imperative sentence. Imperative sentences are request, order, command, all these things. So for example, complete the work till I return. This is a command. So we have written will you. You could have written won't you, could you. Anything could be used which will be appropriate for the particular sentence. Get me a bag to shop. Could you? Means generally we say that could you get me a bag to shop. Sometimes we when we ask somebody something that can you pass the sugar please, we say will you pass the salt please. But could is the most appropriate word which we should hear. Could you pass, could you give, that is the most appropriate word. Sometimes in our day-to-day life we use those words while speaking which are convenient to us. But it is better, since you belong to an English medium school, it is better that you should pick the correct word which will be helping you in long run. Another rule is the pronoun they is used in the question tag after somebody. Word they should be used as a question tag. So only if we talk about the pronoun which will be used after somebody, nobody, everybody, then at that case word will be used and they will be used. So for example, nobody attended the meeting, were they. Everybody praised about Roma's performance, weren't they. Because the first sentence is negative because nobody is there, the question tag is positive here. In second sentence, the sentence is positive, the question tag is negative. Exercise F for question tags, since it is in the continuation of the chapter sentences and kinds, sentence and its kinds. So here the first exercise is exercise F as question tag. So here I have solved this for you. So these all are based on the rules which we have done just now. Okay. So exercise F is based on this. Till question number 10 is there. So there are two kinds of an assertive sentence. The first kind of sentence was assertive or declarative sentence. So assertive sentences also have two kinds, that is affirmative and negative. Affirmative is positive sentence, and negative you know. The negative sentences are formed by using the words like none, nothing, no, not, neither, never, etc. For example, none of us are willing to go for a picnic. Don't hit the animal. These are the two kinds of, we have not used the question tags. We have just talked about affirmative and negative sentences. And affirmative, we know that affirmatives are the positive sentences. We have used while we were doing the declarative and assertive sentence also, that Ramesh is a honest man, or Sagarika is a good singer. These are all affirmative sentences which keeps a positive sense. Now, negative sentences, the formation of negative sentences are also required. You have to know that how to use them in various kinds of sentences. One exercise is there, exercise A in your book, where you are supposed to frame negative sentences for assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentences. So, for assertive sentences, I have framed a sentence for you, that is none other than a coward could have done this. It is assertive, but it is in negative sense. In interrogative sentence, here you have been taught how to use the negative sentences in various kinds of sentences. In interrogative sentence, why don't you eat your dinner? Question mark. Imperative sentence, since it is request and order, so don't go near the lake. It is an order. Don't is a negative word. Exclamatory. Aren't you shameless? After shameless, there is an exclamatory mark. And aren't is a negative word. Okay, while transforming a sentence from affirmative to negative, that is the positive sentence to negative sentence, we have to keep in mind that the meaning of the sentence must not change. You have to be very, very careful about it. That sometimes what we do, we are using simply negative words like none, nothing, no, not, neither, never, don't, aren't, doesn't, didn't, all these words, and we are leaving the sentence as it is. No, when we are using the negative words, simply the meaning of the sentence changes. It becomes just the opposite. But here we have to keep it in mind that the meaning must not change. So what we are using at that place? Keep in mind that the meaning of the sentence must not change. The use of the opposite word as an adjective word will be there. We have to think of the opposite of that particular adjective in a sentence, and we will write the opposite of that particular word along with a negative word. That will be helpful. Then we will see that the meaning will be as it is, only the negative word is used. So exercise B, in the questions in exercise B are of that kind. Like suppose number 1, you see, suppose I am taking the example of number 2. The question in the book is Mr. Sen gave a temporary solution to the problem. Since here we have to use the negative sentence, so the verb is here simple past, that is gave. So in order to use a negative word here, we have written did not and made gave give. So since we have used did here, so the word gave became give, and we have thought of the opposite word of temporary, that is permanent. So if we have used the negative word here and written the opposite of temporary as permanent, and made the sentence Mr. Sen did not give a permanent solution to the problem. That means he gave a temporary solution. So in this way, the meaning has not changed. Similarly, the rest of the questions are also like that. When you will go through them, the 5 questions, you will understand that how easy it is to change a sentence from affirmative to negative without changing the meaning. Okay. Another exercise is make interrogative sentences. Here, the sentence is done, only you have to use the word by which the interrogative sentence will begin. You have to think of a perfect word here. So it is also solved for you. So you'll see, and if you have done in already in book, you'll tally your answers along with this. Exercise B is answer these questions with negative sentences. So here also I solved the exercise. I have written only answers. So while writing, if you are copying down these answers, be very careful. First you read the question in the book, which is given in the book, and then you write the answer. And if you have already solved, just tally your answers. If it is correct, it is very good. If it is wrong, just see where you made it wrong. Exercise C, add appropriate question tags. Here you have to test your knowledge by doing that. I don't know whether you have done earlier or not. This book costs much less than that one. In the beginning only I have told that if there is an S in the sentence along with the verb and you have to use a question tag, you have to remove that S with the use of does. So since the sentence, this book costs much less than that one, since the sentence is in positive, the question tag will be into negative. So here costs is there, so we have removed the S from we have to remove the S from cost, and we have to write doesn't it. So here, since the sentence is already given and only you have to use the question tag, there is no question of removal of S. Let it be as it is. Only the question tag you have to use in the blank, and we have written doesn't it. Similarly, we all make mistakes sometimes. We have already here again, since the doer is plural and there is no S with the verb, so we will use here don't at the place of doesn't. Question number 4 also, I have really been duped. So we have written haven't I in negative sense. Okay, so like that only 7 questions are made. No, here 7 and at the back 3 more, so 10 altogether. 10 questions answers I have given. Then exercise D, here you have to let us not be impractical while dealing with tricky issues. This way, here all negative words are used. Somewhere negative, somewhere positives are also used here. You may check your book, the exercise. So you have to change the sentences. If it is in positive, you have to make it negative, and if it is negative, you have to make it positive. 12 questions are there. So we have to work it accordingly. Actually, exercise D is the mixture of all kinds of sentences, that is assertive, imperative, interrogative and exclamatory. So accordingly, and it is also given in the bracket. You have to do as per the instruction given. Okay, so whatever the way it has been asked to change the sentence, you have to change it along with the punctuation mark at the end. Punctuation marks at the end are very important. Full stop, question mark and exclamatory marks, otherwise the sentence won't have any existence. And exercise A, comprehension passage is there. I haven't done it for you. I think comprehension passages you know, and it is better if you will solve it yourself as your homework. And kindly take this exercises very seriously and do it as I have told you. So this is enough for today. So we are winding up here. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Have a nice day. Thank you.